Mm, yeah. Ah, Pull up a chair. This is Shop's Corner. Little light on an ordinary day. Stories and smiles, every word warmer, pointing every heart a better way. Welcome to Shop's Corner, where the wounded rest a while, where a quiet word of faith turns to laughter, turns to smiles. Every poem, every story says you love, you still belong. This is Shop's Corner, where your heart can sing along.
Before the bloom, there was a process. Before the beauty, there was preparation. And if you've been watching, then you already know. Laura didn't get here overnight. This is Bloom Part 3. And this time, we're not just talking about blooming. We're talking about what it takes to become, because even now, Laura is still in a moment that many of us know all too well. What does it mean when God says, it's time to bloom? Because sometimes when we hear that word, bloom, we imagine flowers opening, colors appearing, beauty finally showing itself to the world. But blooming is more than what people see. Blooming is what God has been preparing long before anyone notices. This is Laura, and right now, Laura is waiting. Some of you are waiting on something from God right now. A promise, a door, a breakthrough. And if you're honest, just like Laura, you've started to wonder, is it really going to happen? But I came to tell you today, don't give up. Stay encouraged. Because when God says something will bloom, He is not guessing. God is not a man that He should lie. When God speaks, His word carries life. But here's the part we don't always talk about. Sometimes God will present the promise and wait for you to move. And this is where Laura had to decide, would she stay where she was or trust what God showed her? Because blooming requires obedience. God will show you the soil. God will show you the direction. God will even show you the seed. But you have to be willing to plant it. And when God says something will bloom in your life, it does not always mean money, success, or something you can hold in your hands. Sometimes the bloom is spiritual. Sometimes God is growing your faith, your patience, your obedience. And this is what Laura didn't see at first. Because before the blessing appears on the outside, God prepares something on the inside. And blooming requires surrender. It requires letting go of things. God has been asking you to release, and Laura had to learn this because many times we want what God has for us, but we don't want to give up what's holding us back. Let me explain blooming another way. Think about a flower. During the winter season, it looks like nothing is happening. The ground is cold. The petals are gone. The field looks empty. And this is where Laura felt stuck, like nothing was changing. But underneath the soil, something is happening. Your roots are still alive. And those roots, they carry the power of God. Still working, still moving, still stirring things in the right direction. Preparation is taking place. And when the season changes, that flower blooms. The same is true for Laura. The same is true for you. Romans 6:11 reminds us, consider yourselves dead to sin and alive to God in Christ Jesus, which means Sometimes blooming requires dying to our flesh, dying to pride, dying to fear, dying to the habits God told us to leave behind, because while Laura was waiting, God was preparing the soil. He was shaping her, strengthening her, positioning her. And when the preparation was complete, Laura didn't just stay where she was. She bloomed. If this story blessed you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who might need it. Because Laura's story is not just Laura's story. It's for anyone who's ever been waiting, wondering, or trying to understand what God was doing. And if you haven't seen Bloom Part 1 and 2, go back and watch them so you can really see how far Laura has come. And when you do, come back and tell me what spoke to you. Because just like Laura, even when it felt like nothing was happening, God was still working, still moving, still aligning everything right on time. Because just like Laura, even when it felt like nothing was happening, God was still working, still moving, still aligning everything right on time.
In the quiet, in the waiting, where it feels like nothing's changing.
Yeah. Pull up a chair. This is Shop's Corner. Little light on an ordinary day. Stories and smiles everywhere.